Hello, everybody. As usual, give me a minute here to get this set up. Nobody's in here yet. That's good because I'm still setting it up. I like to, the reason why it always takes me a minute is I like to watch it on the laptop to look at all your comments because it's too hard for me to read it on the phone because my eyes don't work too good anymore. I see a few people popping in now. 1 second, I'll be right with you. Here we go. Turn this brightness up. Jeff's Diner, hello. I feel like you're always one of the first ones in here. How you doing? Hello. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Hello, Frank. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Don Lucia, what's up? Good evening. Hello. Kimberly, hello. Thank you for being here. So I tried to adjust this a little bit. Everybody's always saying that they lately my live streams have been very random. They've just been kind of, when I feel like it, when I have time, I've been coming on, and people keep saying that they keep missing my live streams because they didn't know they were going to happen. So I tried. I posted about this one yesterday. Hopefully, more people are able to catch this one. So once a few more people get in here, we'll get to chatting. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everyone is having a good Thursday. It's almost the weekend, almost Christmas. Yeah, so I see it's already starting, but so the title of the live stream, have you ever met a celebrity out in the wild? And I'll bring this up again in a few minutes when a few more people get in here. But I had noticed, I saw that, well, I guess I missed it. On the last live stream, somebody asked me about meeting a celebrity, and then right after I signed off, or like right as I was signing off, a bunch of people were saying who they were naming a bunch of people they had met. And I thought that would be something fun to talk about. So I'm bring it up again. Again, I'll once a few more people get in here, I'll bring up the topic again. But Kevin says, I met Quentin Tarantino when he was working at Video Archives in Manhattan Beach many moons ago. So how was he? I know now he kind of has a reputation of being, a little eccentric. How was he back then when you met him? Was he nice? Was he? Yeah. What kind of a person was he to you? I'm curious. Brad says, love your channel. Dude, the Roddy Piper video on They Live was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I was pretty happy with how that one came out. Dude, don't get that hoodie dirty. It's worth a lot of money. Yeah, my wife always tells me I'm not allowed to have white clothes because even my non-white clothes I tend to get dirty. White is not a good color for me, but I just really like this one, so couldn't pass it up. Kevin, what's up? He says, keep rocking. Thank you very much. Good channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. I met Chris Novoselic from Nirvana in a Seattle park. That's really cool. He seems like he is just a really down-to-earth, genuine, like really nice person. When you met him, was he that way? Because that's how he comes off to me. Just a really sweet guy. And that's, I also want to hear for the celebrities that you guys have met. I want to know how they were. They always say, don't meet your heroes because, sometimes it doesn't turn out too good. And I've had that experience a couple of times. Going back to Quentin Tarantino, he would turn us on to great horror flicks. I was about 14. He was an awesome guy. Tarantino, met him back in the 90s. He was complete need at the video store. That's awesome. Cool to hear that he was just like he was that guy at the video store that, the movie nut that would tell you about every good movie. Watching from Brazil, thanks for the channel. Thank you so much for watching. My pleasure. And then you corrected yourself, complete nerd at the video store. That's what I assumed you meant, but I didn't want to put words in your mouth. He was always writing in a notebook too. Very interesting. Wonder if you ever saw him writing, something big. Phil from Reno, hello. How are you? Thank you for being here. My friend's sister is a personal assistant for Willem Dafoe. I almost said William Dafoe. I make that mistake sometimes. Willem Dafoe, but I've never met him, if that counts. Sure. Any stories count. I met Tom Arnold on a flight to Orlando. He was cool and posed for a picture with me. I also met Aaron Spelling in the parking lot of a Jack in the Box in Agora Hills. Around what time was that when you met Tom Arnold? Was that like kind of in his wild party days? I met Vanilla Ice in a park, and he was super cool and let me and my wife take a picture with him. That's cool. I know, there's a lot of Vanilla Ice gets a bad rap, and some of it is probably, that's funny, Vanilla Ice bad rap. A lot of it is probably deserved. Some of it is probably not. I had an encounter with him, and he was extremely nice. So, cool to hear that he's at least nice to fans and people around him. Rick Springfield pulled my daughter on stage to sing Don't Talk to Strangers. He was so sweet and awesome with her. That's so cool. I have met many celebrities in Los Angeles over the years. Ray Walston was my next door neighbor, Mr. Hand. That's so cool. Someone told a story on one of my videos about meeting Mr. Hand, and they said that he was just an extremely nice guy. I always love hearing about celebrities being nice, versus being not so nice. And yeah, living in Los Angeles, if you've lived in Los Angeles your whole life, the odds are you've met or seen somebody because, it's not exactly like how it is in the movies where there's just a celebrity on every corner, but they are around and we do see them from time to time. Part of my childhood was Sherman Oaks, Woodman Avenue. Met Ray Liotta at a strip club. Very cool guy. I'm a photographer. I was asked to take pictures at a concert, mostly rapper and actors. They were really cool. Too Short, Baby Bash, Snoop Dogg, The Game, Dr. Dre, etc. They were super high. I met Mike McCready from Pearl Jam in Australia. He was just hanging out in the city a few hours before the Pearl Jam concert that I had tickets for. I met Engelbert Humperdinck in an elevator in at the Vegas Hilton. It seems like that might be the place to meet him. I was 7 and I thought he was Burt Reynolds. I met John Voight, the actor, at Venice Beach. Hopefully he didn't try and bite you. And that's a Seinfeld reference, in case you didn't get it. Saw Arnold Schwarzenegger at the Gap at the Beverly Center. His bodyguard wouldn't let anyone near him. And now we know Arnold Schwarzenegger shops at the Gap. Would have thought he would have shopped at more expensive stores. Whatever. John Voight, the actor, or the periodontist there. Someone knows what I'm talking about. Not in the wild, but I met Scully and Mulder from X-Files while they were filming in Stanley Park. Yeah, and the only reason I said in the wild is, I mean, I'd love to hear about any celebrities that you met, any fun stories you have. But the reason why I asked is I know a few people have asked if I've ever met any celebrities. And I've met a lot of celebrities, but a lot of the celebrities I've met have been at either like conventions or, things like that. Conventions, autograph signings, or, seeing them filming something. So I was just kind of thinking of like you were driving down the street and you saw this celebrity or walking in the grocery store. But again, I'd love to hear any fun stories you have. I've met the Ramones, Mike Ness. I hung out with him and stopped him from getting in a fight with some random dudes on the street in Columbus, Ohio. Meeting the Ramones is really cool. I only ever got to meet none of the original Ramones. I've played shows with CJ and Richie. Both really nice guys. When I worked at EB Games 20 years ago, I met Diane Lane, Phil Collins, and Robin Williams. Robin Williams was hilarious, told jokes to all the customers, was very friendly. That's really cool. I think it kind of depends on the celebrity. Sometimes it doesn't get to me. Sometimes I get starstruck. I think Phil Collins would be one. I finally got to see Phil Collins in concert a few years ago, and I don't know what it was. It gave me goosebumps. So I think meeting Phil Collins in person would kind of floor me. Again, I've met a lot of celebrities, and a lot of times I don't know. I can just kind of be normal around them. One that I met, and it wasn't really in the wild. It was at an art show, and we knew he was going to be there signing autographs. And I did not expect for it to have the effect on me that it did. But it was Weird Al. Yeah, I don't know. It was. I got very, very overwhelmed. I remember I was, had goosebumps, and you can actually see. My whole family took a picture of them, and you can see like my eyes are real big and a big smile on my face. So that was a cool one. I also saw Ice-T buying cologne here in Minneapolis. I saw Ice-T many years ago. I was walking on Venice Beach, and if you've ever been to Venice, there's the guys that do sand sculptures right there by the boardwalk, and there was a guy that had made a mermaid, and he was yelling at everyone to look at his mermaid, and I was looking, and then all of a sudden he yelled out, "Hey, it's Ice-T!" And I looked, and there was Ice-T walking with a whole entourage. They were all on cell phones. Like everyone in his entourage had a cell phone. And I wanted to go up to him so bad. I've been an Ice-T fan since I was a little kid, and I wanted to go up to him so bad, but I just knew it probably, not that it was a bad idea, but I just think he probably would have shrugged it off. And some girl yelled out, "Ice-T, I love you," and he yelled back. He was talking, and someone yelled at Ice-T, "I love you," and he yelled back, "Yeah, yeah, baby, I love you too." And then told his entourage, "I want to go in there," and they went into a t-shirt store. And I decided not to bother, because if he's gonna shrug off a lady like that, he's definitely gonna blow me off. Paul Reed Smith, the musician, ate at a restaurant where I lived. He was always just hanging out, nice guy. I met Tom Arnold in 2003 during his Best Damn Sports Show, Planet Hollywood days. All right. I'm not going to read that one. I doubt that's true. I met Corbin Burnson from LA Law. He was watching my ex-husband bull riding. He seemed pretty cool. How funny. I also have Scarface autograph from the Ghetto Boys. Cool. Oh, you saw him at First Avenue. That makes it even better. I worked in the movie and music industry for many years. I met many people, but the one that stands out was meeting Dennis Hopper. I didn't know he was a big jazz fan. Met him at the Jazz Bakery in Culver City. That's cool. You know, and I think like Dennis Hopper has starred in, like, he's done so much, but I think if I met Dennis Hopper, all I would want to talk to him about is Colors, is about him directing Colors. I would probably just want to ask him questions about directing that. Driving Uber and went to Mark Wahlberg's house. Driving to LAX, Mark Wahlberg was an amazing guy. He carried his cook's luggage, opened the Prius trunk, talked to me, told you to be safe. Wow, that's cool. See, I love hearing stories like that. Love hearing about celebrities just being nice people. So I was trying off and on today. I was trying to remember celebrities that I've met in the wild. Like I said, I've met a lot, but a lot of them have been at autograph shows and stuff like that. I talked about this in my Valley video. When I was a kid, I met Roseanne. This was right before her TV show, Roseanne Barr. Right before her TV show, when she was just known for stand-up. And I mean, I didn't know she was funny, but I saw her on TV. My parents watched her stand-up special, and I think I was just excited to see a celebrity in person. So I got her autograph. It was outside of the warehouse on Ventura Boulevard in Encino. And before that, I also talked about this in my Valley video. I must have been like 6 years old, and I was in a bookstore with my parents on Reseda Boulevard called the Bookie Joint, and Curtis Armstrong, who played Booger in Revenge of the Nerds and from Better Off Dead and Moonlighting. Um, he came into the store, and I was like 6 years old, so I shouldn't have known who Booger was, but I saw a lot of bad movies when I was, bad meaning inappropriate. I saw a lot of inappropriate movies when I was a kid, so he came in and I instantly knew, oh my gosh, that's Booger. And my parents asked the lady who ran the bookstore, and she said, oh yeah, that's Curtis. He comes in here all the time. And for some reason, she went over and told him, like, oh, those people recognize you. And he didn't have to, like, we weren't bothering him, but he was really extremely nice. He came over to us, said hi, shook my parents' hands, and then, like I said, I was about 6, so he bent down to my height, asked me my name. I told him it was Kurt, and he said, well, that's my name too, and shook my hand. And I remember just being like frozen, like could barely speak. But yeah, such a nice guy. Really, really, really nice. All on the same night at a strip club in Vegas, met Mickey Dolenz, cool and funny. Penn Jillette. I've met Penn Jillette. He was exactly the way he is on TV. He was what you would expect. I didn't even finish reading your comment. Yeah, I met him. I met him outside of their show. We went and saw their show in Vegas, and then they did a meet and greet. And I tried talking to him, and he was just loud and dismissive, and not mean, but just like you said, what you would expect. Chris Penn, shy and down to earth, and Scott Baio, who was hammered. I went to El Camino High School in Woodland Hills, class of '83. Went to school with the Fishbone Singer. I used to see him around the valley every once in a while. Yeah, he was from the valley. I believe his mom, the rumor was his mom was a teacher at Birmingham High School. And I would see him every once in a while. He had a car that was all spray painted all over and had stuffed animals, and I would see him driving around, and seemed like a cool guy. Never talked to him though. Also met William Shatner a while ago filming T.J. Hooker. That's really cool. Gordon Ramsay at a restaurant in Vegas. Very nice guy. Overly nice, see? And that's not what you would expect from the TV show. Opposite from his TV personality. He gladly took pictures with us. Good. Glad to hear that. Michael Jackson came over to my house to use the bathroom. Oh. That reminds me of the time that I went and ate at Godfather's Pizza. All right. Michael Jackson didn't come over to my house to use the bathroom, but his sister did. Hello from North Hollywood. Hello. I like this dude. If you're talking about me, thank you. Thank you very much. Just discovered you a couple days ago. Been watching. Keep it up. I like what you do. Well, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. And it's my pleasure. I've got a lot more videos on the way for you. Everlast, Kid Frost. I met Kid Frost a couple of times. You know, it's funny. I love your print hoodie. Thank you very much. So do I. This was a gift from my wife, and I love it. If you were blindfolded and they gave you Coca-Cola and Pepsi to taste, would you be able to tell the difference? Absolutely. I drank both growing up, but they do taste differently. Different. They definitely taste different. I met Paul Rodriguez at an airport. Worked on security detail for Vanilla Ice. One of the nicest, most professional dudes ever. Delayed his trip at the airport to give autographs to disabled kids. That's cool. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the guy gets a lot of slack, and maybe he's not the coolest guy in some ways, but doing stuff like that says a lot. So definitely give him credit for that. I saw Quentin Tarantino at a George Carlin show in Vegas. Ran into him the next day at Luxor's Little Caesars Pizza. Huh. How cool. I saw Wesley. I was standing outside of a club on Hollywood Boulevard, and Wesley Snipes came out, and he had a little entourage, and they were quickly putting him into a car, and I ran over and asked him if I could take a picture with him, and I remember he didn't even look at me. He just said, "I cannot." And then he got in the car and drove away. And at the time, I was really not angry, but I was like, man, who does Wesley Snipes think he is? I totally get it now, though. There's a big crowd around, and he had to get in the car and go. So I don't hold it against him anymore. For a while, it was hard for me to watch New Jack City. I saw, driving down Hollywood Boulevard, I saw Danny Bonaducci standing on the corner eating pizza, and I pulled over and got out and took a picture with him. Really nice guy. He was about to go in and do some kind of a show. I'm a lighting director in Hollywood. Probably the biggest name I've worked with was Schwarzenegger. Cool. And how was he? Nice guy? Oh, my wife met... I know my wife met Ted Danson one time. She said he was really nice. Stopped to take a picture with her. Ever since you mentioned Phil Collins, I've had the song Take Me Home stuck in my head. Great song. Great concert, too. When I was a teen, I met Linda Hamilton and her sister in a mall in New Jersey not too long after T2. She was still really buff from the movie, and it felt like she was trying to break my hand when she shook it. Saw Angeline with her pink Corvette. Little kids gasped when they saw her. Yeah, I see Angeline all the time. She's somebody that if you've lived in LA your whole life, probably seen her. And if you're not from LA, you have no idea who she is. I get asked this all the time on here. Someone asked hello, and they asked how I met Lance Mountain. It was actually at an autograph signing. All of the Bones Brigade were there, and I just started talking with Lance Mountain and told him I wanted to start a band with him, and it went from there. Just found your channel today. Seen your Lethal Weapon and Falling Down videos. Well, I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Being Australian and a huge movie fan, it is so awesome to see these locations. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for watching. David, hello. Jen, hi. How are you, Jen? Good to see you. I was waiting in line to eat at the Rainbow Room, and Ron Jeremy invited me to join him at his table. Oh, I hope you said no thank you. I've seen Ron Jeremy out and about quite a few times. Seen him walking around Hollywood, seen him at a few concerts and shows. Oh, yes. Always celebrities at the Rainbow Room. That's, hang out outside the Rainbow Room long enough, you're going to see somebody. So don't keep us in suspense. Did you join him? I hope not. When I was younger, again, I'm just like, things are coming back to me as we talk about it. Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was at a Rancid concert at the Hollywood Palace. And Flea, I actually saw him at a couple of shows, but that's the one I remember. Flea was there with Rick Rubin. And I didn't even notice it was Rick Rubin. I ran up to Flea. I was young, teenager, and wasn't very what's the word I'm looking for? I was kind of loud and obnoxious about it, Flea, hey, come in the pit with us. And he was like, oh, he was really nice to us. We were like 14 years old. But I remember looking over at Rick Rubin, and he was kind of just looking down at us like, side eye. You could tell he was kind of annoyed. I wish I would have talked to Rick Rubin, because it was probably the only chance I'll ever get. I don't think he leaves the house anymore. Met Harrison Ford at Atlantic Aviation. That's cool. Quentin gave us the same experience as Wesley Snipes did to you. Yeah, and again, maybe a reason. Doesn't want to get a whole thing going. He wants to just kind of be on the down low. At the Marriott Hotel in Woodland Hills years ago, next to Jean-Claude Van Damme. He was wearing a Planet Hollywood jacket. Very short. Met Adam Sandler and Mel Brooks while working in Manhattan. Paul Walker in Honolulu. Almost voted for Angeline in the recall. Last celebrity I ran into was Ernie Hudson in Canoga Park. He got his car towed. Really nice guy. Yeah, he did I posted it somewhere. I think on my Instagram. We got a cameo for my son from Ernie Hudson, and so nice. He really went above and beyond on the cameo. He's one of those people that just comes off as being a really nice guy. Once spotted Glenn Danzig at a back entrance to a music venue. Just for a laugh, we acted kind of like Crispin Glover-ish and told him Jesus loved him and would save him. Oh, that's great. That's funny. My son and I have been talking about Glenn Danzig a lot lately. I used to do security for Universal Studios and met a lot of actors, but the one I could not get close to was Sharon Stone. She brought her own security. Arnold is also super friendly. Wait, what did I miss? I see jail. He's facing life. I don't know what I missed. Jen, you joined him. You sat at his table. Jen says, I joined him. We're talking about Ron Jeremy again. I joined him, but I ate real fast and left. He was drunk Starving. Oh my gosh. Well, at least you got out of there quickly. I guess it beat waiting in line. I love Flea and Back to the Future, of course. That time I ran into Glenn Danzig, years later I realized the bodyguard standing next to him was Jesse James. Greetings from South Florida. Hello. Thank you for being with us tonight. I met my favorite actor of all time, Christian Slater, in his dressing room in London when he performed in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was amazing. And how was he? Was he a nice guy? I'm a pretty big Christian Slater fan myself. Hubby and I met Thomas Calabrero. I don't know if I don't think I said his name right. From Melrose Place at the computer show in Reseda, the old skating rink. Oh, on Sherman Way? The one that is no longer there? In the early days of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, they would play my town twice a year. Dickie Barrett would walk around the floor pre-show and pass out stickers. That's cool. I like that, the Spinal Tap Princess Bride reference to Rob Reiner. I drove past Glenn Danzig's house last summer. He was walking to his Mustang. Once met Mario Lopez, had a brief conversation with him, very down to earth. That's cool. We saw him out. They used to, I think they might still, they film, what's that show that he's on? The talk show. Can't remember. Does a talk show, and they film it outside, is it Extra maybe? They film it outside of Universal Studios sometimes, and he was out there interviewing Ice Cube, actually. Oh, here's someone else. Another comment about how nice Ernie Hudson is. I moved from the Midwest in 1999. I said it then and I say it now. The Valley resembles nothing portrayed in the 80s movie Valley Girl. It's true. Yeah, I didn't. That's not what they're talking about in Valley Girl with the popped collar polo shirts and eating sushi. I mean, that wasn't the Valley that I knew. That may have been like the far west Valley, but yeah, that wasn't where I lived. 90s throwback, met the band Garbage. Slater was so nice. He signed a ton of stuff and sang a song with my name in it. That's really cool. I delivered pizza to Ice Cube. He's a member of the Jackson family. I met Ice Cube, and his bodyguard yelled at me and told me not to touch him. That was on the set of Straight Outta Compton. met Yella, who was so nice. A bunch of people wanted to take pictures with him, and he had them all line up, made sure he got to every person. And then Cube, no. Cube just wanted to get out of there. Met Flavor Flav on a plane to Vegas, and Tom Wilson, Biff from Back to the Future, after a comedy show. He was really cool and funny. Yellow was the only one that went to Easy's funeral from the group. Good dude. Yeah, I had heard that not all of them went. I thought Ren went, but I know I've heard DJ Speed talk about that. I know there's a lot of drama with that whole situation. I met Dave Grohl at CPK Tarzana. Cool. He's another one that comes off as just being a really cool guy. Used the urinal next to Ben Stein. Don't know why he didn't want to shake hands. Had a twofer sighting of Justine Bateman with Moon Unit Zappa. Oh, how about that? Joe Piscopo at Knott's Berry Farm. Wow, so many of you had such cool stories of people you met. Like I said, for anyone that missed it, I just thought I would come up. I thought I would ask because somebody mentioned meeting a celebrity on my last live stream, and right as I was signing off, I didn't see it, but quite a few people started saying the different celebrities they had met, and I thought it would be kind of cool. Like I was sad that I think someone mentioned Richard Simmons. I can't remember, a few different people, but I thought it would be kind of a cool topic. So I saw at a Prince concert. I had floor tickets. I was on the floor at the Arrowhead Pond, and Eddie Murphy walked right by me. But yeah, he wasn't talking to anybody. Like he was eyes straight, like everyone was yelling, Eddie Murphy, and he was just getting to his seat. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here pretty soon. Going to do another one of these. Oh, Robert, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Robert. And what is that? A chicken doing a fist bump? Loving your true romance. Welcome to Detroit. Thank you. Ever go to Lopez Ranch in Playa del Rey? No, I can't say that I have. New Sam Kinison, Dice Clay, and Jim Carrey. How cool is that? Don't leave. I just signed on. Oh, I'm so sorry. Been here for 45 minutes already. We need to talk 80s. Can't bore you with the list of celebrities I have met in Miami. Well, name a couple of the coolest ones. Oh, Steven, that's okay. I wish that you would have been here the whole time. I feel bad. I'll stay for a little bit longer. Have you ever had a backstage pass at a concert? Yeah, a few times. I also used to work at the Whiskey A Go Go, so that was like a constant backstage pass. Met Frankie the Enforcer from Boy Meets World. I like that. Dave Chappelle walked by at the Comedy Store. That's cool. Were you a K-Rock kid? I was for a short time in the 90s. I wish I could say I was in the 80s, but I was not. But in the early 90s. But then I got super punk and was like, oh, K-Rock's stupid. Which is funny because in the 80s, like K-Rock was the only radio station that would play punk. My grandparents knew Curtis Armstrong. Not mine. I'm reading a comment. Yellow Submarine says, met Smokey Robinson. He is beautiful. That's cool. Seen him in concert a few times. Great performer. And again, comes off as being a really nice and genuine guy. Kevin and Bean kid. Yeah, I used to like Kevin and Bean. No more Kevin and Bean, though. Oh, wow. Joan Jett and Brian Setzer in the general admission crowd at the Bow Wow Wow concert at the Roxy. What year was that? Oh, someone said Star 98.7. Yeah, my wife was more of the Star 98.7 person. Mr. Zook, hello. Thank you for being here. I met Lionel Richie with my mom, and she accidentally called him Barry Gordy. I work with a lot of K-Rock guys. That's why I ask. How cool. Yeah, so the first concert that I ever went to, I won tickets off K-Rock when I was 13, and it was for a private Adam Ant concert. Adam Ant was getting ready to do a tour, and he did a private concert at a rehearsal studio in North Hollywood, like a tiny little rehearsal studio, maybe, I don't know, I'd say less than 100 people in there. And you could only go if you won tickets off K-Rock. And so I won tickets and went. Really great experience for a first concert. And it was hosted by Richard Blade and Jed the Fish. So yeah, met both of them. Really cool guys. I still have my Richard Blade autograph. Did you meet Bingenheimer? Oh, I don't think I've been to some clubs where he's been. I know I was at a club one time on Fairfax where he was DJing. I don't think I've ever talked to him. 1580 K Day, absolutely. That was the station back in the day. Used to listen to that on my dad's AM. My dad only had AM radio in his truck, and so that was what we listened to. Love Adam Ant, me too. Almost met comedian Amazing Jonathan in Vegas. We said hi, and he waved and said hi. He walked many years ago. He walked right by us at Not Scary Farm. Oh yeah, I saw Rodney at the Denny's on Gower. Oh, we used to always see Rodney. He goes to Cantor's restaurant. I totally forgot about that. He goes there constantly. Like they have a table with his name on it because he goes there. I don't want to say every night, but he might go there every night. And there was a club right next to Cantor's called the Kibitz Room, and we used to go to the Kibitz Room. There was certain nights where they would play good music, and we used to go to Kibitz Room to hang out. And then we would go next door, and we would always see Rodney sitting there, and my friend would always try and push me to just go sit down. Apparently, from what I was told, he likes it, like when people just come and sit down and start talking with him. But I was always too shy to do it. I probably should have done it. I remember hearing the song End of the Road by Boys to Men on Power 106, 102.7 Kiss FM, Coast 103.5, Star 98.7. They kept playing it all the time back in the day. Back when radio stations were good. Back when Power 106 played really good music. My little brother called Dice Clay fat when we met him. When me and my mom bumped into Dice in Westwood in 1989, we knew Dice. Got to hang with Danny Elfman. Wow, that's awesome. That seems like it would be pretty amazing. Michael Jordan. Saw Harold Ramis on Santa Monica Boulevard back in 1998. He was on his cell phone, so I didn't disturb him. That's really cool. Yeah, I always feel bad about going up to celebrities, especially when they're doing something else. One that you just reminded me of, that I wasn't a jerk. I was nice to him, but I totally disturbed him, and I feel bad. But my wife and I were at a concert. They used to have this festival on Sunset Boulevard, and we were there to see the New York Dolls. And I turned around, and Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall was standing behind us eating a hot dog, and I think that's what he was eating. But I got really excited, and I grabbed my wife and we ran up to him, and I was like, "Oh, can we take a picture with you?" And really, really nice. He was like, "Oh yeah." He had his mouth full. He put his food down and took a quick selfie with us. And I have the picture somewhere. It wasn't really worth it because at the time we had really bad flip phones, and the picture looks awful. But yeah, I feel really bad that I would never do that now. I would never disturb someone while they're eating, but I just got really excited. Rodney was at Cantor's last night. I'm sure he was. Anyways, love your work, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Was assigned to Chris Isaac, one of my top 5 musical heroes, dressing room. Stood next to him for 45 minutes, but company rules forbid me from talking to him. Been a fan since '83. Man, that must have been really tough, not being able to say anything to him. All 3 Hanson brothers at the Panda Express across from Sony Studios. Okay, now is this true? I met Mr. T at the Studio City Vons. He came out of the frozen vegetable section in Misty Frost in Med Scrubs. If that's true, that's awesome. I don't know why he was in Med Scrubs though. Tom Hanks was my neighbor. Wow. What a cool neighbor to have. I have a friend who currently is working with Tom Hanks and says he is exactly what you would want him to be and more. Says he is just the nicest guy ever. Who built the sound system in your Suzuki and what was the cost? At the time, I was in a club, in a car club, and so one of the members of the club, that was his thing. He was a stereo guy. He built it for me, and we did some trades, so it didn't cost a thing. Except for I bought the speakers, but keep the cool videos coming. Absolutely will. Thank you very much. All right, everybody, I am going to get out of here. We will do this again very soon. I plan on doing at least one more live stream before Christmas, and I will. I'll post about it. I'll do a community post letting you all know when that will be. But yeah, I'll be in here one more time before Christmas, and I believe I have one more filming location video coming before Christmas, maybe two more videos, at least one more. So that's it. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all your awesome stories. I'm trying to think if I can think of one more celebrity I've met in the wild before we sign off. Yeah, I can't. I know there's more, but can't think of them. Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about this again sometime. Thank you all for your awesome stories. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all soon.